Recently, Government of India has launched a new policy on telecom. Now, telecom sector has been the one which is almost reaching its saturation. Almost reaching its saturations. Now, what I'm saying, reaching saturation, which means the number of customers that India can avail. It is very high right now. It has already crossed 100 crores. There are more than 100 crores mobile connections in India. So, telecom revolution has been seen in India in the last 20 years. Despite that, India is aspiring for very high standards now. We are aspiring for 6G technology. We are aspiring for more internet connections, broadband connections. Every household should have broadband connections, 5G connections to even the village areas, hilly areas, coastal areas, so on and so forth. Now, for that to bring into reality, government has launched a new Draft Telecom Policy. And this is going to be the policy for 2025. This is at a draft stage right now. We have taken this article from the Business Line newspaper. It was published in the Hindu newspaper as well. So from the Business Line, we have taken this article and it talks about all the features of this policy. So let's understand and dissect these policies. Although it is at the draft stage, but it is very important because this can be asked in your prelims related exams, bank, SSC and other related exams in the objective questions, or if this turn out to be a good one, could be asked in the mains examination as well. Starting with this, what are the primary goals? Every policy has certain primary goals. What are those? Number 1 million jobs. So number 1 is job creation. What is the target? They will create 1 million, that is 10 lakh jobs in the next years, right? From the next years onward. Second, 100% 4G coverage, right? And 90% 5G coverage for the population. 100% 4G coverage means even if you go to Ladakh, hilly areas of Ladakh, where there is a small village, only 50 people are living there, 100 people are living there, 4G connection should be provided, right? Now, if there is a hilly area and nobody is living there, don't expect internet to work over there. Person should be there to use the internet. If no person is there, why internet connection will be there? So this 100% coverage does not mean every part of India. Right? In the central part, in the central national park, let's say there's a national park, in the center of the national park, you are expecting 5G connection. Don't expect that. It's a natural environment, right? Then increase the fiberization. Fiberization means basically, fiberization of tower means the networks of towers, increasing it to 80%, right? Right now, you will see that still we do not have that much of towers or mobile towers that should be there. We have to increase it further, right? Even at least up to 80% coverage. Ensure accessibility devices to all citizens, which is okay, right? Accessible devices to all citizens means the pricing of the mobile sets, the mobiles that you reach, that you have. 1 million public Wi-Fi hotspot. Very important, guys. Very, very important, because whenever we go to a public place, either we do not have good quality of Wi-Fi, and even if we have a good quality of Wi-Fi, the amount given to each person is very small, 30 MB, 50 MB, that should end now. There should be unlimited, at least for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, something like that. Because a person is sitting in a public place, let's say a bus station or a railway station or an airport, they should have access to the high quality internet. That's a high time. So 1 million such spots will be created. Reach fixed broadband services to 100 million households. 100 million households means 10 crore. 10 crore household means at least 35 to 40 crore population. Basically, it means at least there should be a broadband connection to each and every household in the urban area of India. At least on the urban area. Because in urban area, the internet connectivity requirement is very high. Even in the rural India, they should have broadband connectivity at least to the panchayat office or to the hospitals and other things. They should have it. Strategic mission: deliver affordable, high quality connectivity to every citizen. Affordability, it's done. India has the cheapest internet connectivity across the world. It is the cheapest. In India, you are receiving for 3 months of pack, I think 800 to 850 or 900 rupees a person is paying for 3 months on an average. Which means 10 rupees, it's like 10 rupees or 5 to 6 rupees per GB. right? Gigabyte. So 5 to 6 rupees per GB is one of the cheapest in the world. So affordability is there. Quality is the big issue in India, right? Quality is the big issue. Even having 5G connection does not ensure that you are getting 200, 300 Mbps. As a 5G, you should have 1 Gbps, but none of the devices actually receives that. Drive self-reliant manufacturing and export of telecom equipments. Self-reliant. India's domestic demand for mobiles and its internet connectivity should be met domestically only. Still, we import a lot of material from outside. That should be removed. Establish robust framework for cyber security. Very important, guys. As the number of cyber crimes are increasing, as the number of cyber financial frauds are increasing, having more connectivity also requires having more cyber security. So people should be made aware of that. Government may run a program for that. You may have heard whenever you dial, Amitabh Bachchan is speaking on the mobile phone and saying that, please don't do this, don't do that. If you are in a problem, please call to 1930. Now, why these kind of campaigns are there? Because of these policies. And the last one, create a simplified regulatory environment. That is, harassment should not be there. Government should not be a party to the harassment to the consumers or to the service provider. Aim for 1 lakh crore of annual investment in telecom infrastructure. 1 lakh crore, around 10 to 12 billion dollars of investment, which is very aspirational because today India does not have that much, because India is creating around 1 to 2 billion only, right? 1 to 2 billion annually. It seems very aspirational. Let's see what will happen in the future. Double the exports of telecom products and services. This is very much popular, very much possible actually. This can happen. India is now the second largest mobile manufacturing country in the world after China, right? Once India was not even in the top 10. Now we are in the top 2. Top 2 basically means India is exporting. We are exporting a lot. You may have heard about that Apple computers are now exporting iPhones from India. Made in India iPhones are now going across the world, especially in Asia. Reskill 1 million workforce. So providing jobs to 1 million and reskilling of the 1 million. Reskilling means a person is already skilled. He is being provided another level of skills. Devise Digital Bharat Nidhi, right? Digital Bharat Nidhi. Nidhi basically means fund. A fund will be created, money will be collected, that money will be used for what? That money will be used for the expansion of under-reserved areas or underserved areas, So those areas, let's say the deserts of Rajasthan or Kutch, the deserts of Ladakh, the forest areas of Northeast, the coastal areas of Andaman Nicobar, where the connectivity is very poor. For that, they will create a new fund. Introduce incentives for fixed line broadband proliferation. So government can provide subsidy for that, especially in the small cities or towns or villages. If the broadband connection is, let's say, 500 rupees per month, government can say, we will give you the subsidy on that. Government can provide subsidy on that, or free connection. At least connection price will be excluded. Program advanced technologies and satellite integration. Advanced technologies. It is a high time that now India should start looking into satellite connectivity or satellite internet. Even that you may have heard about Starlink. Now Starlink is a program which is being running across the world. It is a security threat also. But what if government creates its own Starlink for India? Can be internet through satellites. No need of towers, fibers or fixed broadband. Just satellite is providing internet to everyone. Set up SETCOMs, use case labs for socio-economic applications, right? SETCOMs means satellite communication. Providing satellite communication to the social development, like health, education and all. That should also be expanded. Affordability, service provider at cost less than 2% of the monthly gross per capita. Basically, provide services at a cost less than 2%. So if a person is earning, let's say 10,000 rupees, his monthly internet expenditure should not be more than 200 rupees. If he is earning 10,000, his expenditure should be less than 200, which is logical. I mean, if we actually calculate the monthly income, that's possible. But in rural India, it's really very tough. Incentivize small internet service providers for last mile delivery. Basically, you may have heard about like Act Fiber is the one which is providing, right? Then we have Hathway, which is providing locally. We are providing the internet connectivity. They should be promoted in that. Facilitate convergence of the non-terrestrial and terrestrial networks. Non-terrestrial means outside the particular territory, right? They should also be integrated. So basically, this entire policy is all about touching each and every part: technology, money, skilling, job creation, social development, satellite, infrastructure development, funds creation, everything. This policy talks about everything, right? Lastly, attain 10% of the global share in 6G, new technology, because 6G is already been developed. South Korea is already using 6G technologies. It has already been developed. We are still stuck at 5G. Position India among the top 10 in terms of emerging technology. Increasing global competitiveness. Technology should be developed. What if 7G can be developed in India? India should start looking after that. Developing 7G, right? Establish National Telecom SafeNet for network protection, so that cyber attack can be prevented on India's telecom infrastructure. Because if somebody from outside India attack and threaten India's infrastructure, this can create a problem. Set up biometric based identification for all telecom users, so that wrong SIMs, right? SIM cards with no identification or SIM cards with no owners, bogus numbers, bogus identification can be avoided. Biometric is important. Monitor satellite communication to ensure cyber security. So even if this Starlink I was talking about, what if people start adopting that? What if 2 lakh to 3 lakh people actually buy the Starlink connection? Don't you think that will bring a kind of a problem to India? Of course it will. Of course it will. Because that is kind of a security threat from satellites. Those mobile phones will be under threat, because the Starlink, first of all, is a service provider not from India but from the US, and US is known for espionage, so can be a threat in that case.